Hello and welcome! Today we're gonna go back into medieval times and talk about Robin Hood. Robin Hood was released in 1973, and this was around the time that Disney was going through their dark ages. We didn't have the best budget because they were still recovering from Walt Disney's death. They were trying to figure out what direction to go into as a company, and it was still before we got into the Disney Renaissance in the 90s. And Robin Hood is still a story that is very classic and solid, but it has been overdone. And we all know the story. Robin Hood is there to steal from the rich and give to the poor, while King John is stealing the crown from King Richard and basically is taxing everyone out of every single penny that they have so he can be rich. And if they don't have enough money for taxes, they throw him into jail. So Robin Hood is outbeating him while we're waiting for King Richard to get back from the crusade that he was doing, that King John stole the crown from while King Richard was gone. Then you have our subplot of Maid Marian and Robin Hood falling in love with each other, and that also helps with King Richard coming back, and then the kingdom is all saved. This happened in real history. This is a legend, and it has been done over and over again. The only difference is this is all with animals. So Robin Hood is a fox, and Maid Marian is a fox, and Friar Tuck is a bear, and King John is a cheetah or a leopard or some type of cat. King Richard's a lion. We also open up to one of the strangest openings that I've seen in any Disney animated film. We're basically watching these characters on parade. And the Rooster, who was a narrator, he was also played by Roger Miller, who was a famous country singer back then. He sings a couple of songs, he does the narration for the story, and this one fact blew my mind even more than anything else. This was a legit song from Robin Hood. When I heard it, I hear this. I did not realize that the Hamster Dance wasn't an original song, that it was actually from Robin Hood, and they took it and sped it up for the internet. And I remember when the Hamster Dance just came out originally back in the 90s, and the original website. That surprised me the most. So that's my favorite thing about this movie, that it gave inspiration to the Hamster Dance. Classic song. Otherwise, this was not my cup of tea as a film. The Rooster reminded me too much of the Kellogg's Rooster that was for cornflakes commercials.
Nothing gets you crowing in the morning like Kellogg's cornflakes, part of this complete breakfast.
And because we knew we were in the dark ages, the animation was very sketchy. I did not like the style of the animation, that it was very low budget. You could see how sloppy and non-polished it was, and you could see the storyboard sketches underneath there as their skeletons.
Everybody this way!
It could show, it also, I know that they recycled a lot of scenes and from other films, and it's not that big a deal because it saves you money, but adding everything up, it shows that it wasn't that fantastic a film. That being said, I know it does have a really big following, especially with boys, and it makes sense because this is a really great leader for them to look up to, and all his characters are really great characters. I'm just not a fan of medieval type of films and stories, so therefore I really could not appreciate this film for what it is. I do agree though that this could use a lot more exposure. It's still a really solid film and it has a good following, so it would be nice to see a little bit more done with it. There are some great things that could be done with it. But the other good thing about it, and I don't know how true it is, but I do like to think that this gave inspiration to Zootopia, which is one of my all-time new favorite films, and I'm really grateful for it. So I will appreciate that aspect of it, that this helped inspire one of my favorites, even though I did not enjoy it myself. But it is what it is. You don't have to like everything, and that's also why we're doing it. Not everything is going to be a fantastic favorite to really appreciate and enjoy. Tomorrow we're going to continue on and talk about 101 Dalmatians, so you can stay tuned, and as always I hope you have a magical day and I will see you real soon.